So over the past couple of years, the theme for my channel and my setup has been Whole Lot of Red. But as the theme slowly started doing more and more mushrooms, it started to become more and more intergalactic, with real images and simulations of stars and galaxies as my backdrop for these videos. And I gotta say, it fits in quite nicely. Welcome to a whole new era of controller reviews for this channel. Custom controllers, way! My wallet's empty! The first one is a sponsored product from Hex Gaming. Hex was kind enough to send me out their Hexblade Xbox One controller for a review, and just like with every other product on this channel, it always gets fair treatment. This isn't Linus Tech Tips, bro. Like, come on. Like, what? Like, what? I'm sorry. I'm not. It's so hard to be nice to the tech community. Well, you know what isn't hard, though? Installing Extreme Rate kits. So Extreme Rate's a company that's really interesting. They've been around since about 2010, and they make custom controller modifications that you yourself install at home, like remappable paddles and trigger stops for Xbox, PlayStation, and what the hell, Nintendo? Okay, I guess. I don't know why. They're pretty cool, but when I first posted about this controller on my community tab, people were very quick to notice that these were Extreme Rate kits on this controller. Going over to the Hex Gaming website, if you head to their About section, they do admit that they are an Extreme Rate company. So basically, a good summary for Hex Gaming is essentially Extreme Rate in a mask selling young folks, like me, controllers that they build out of the parts that they make. Which, by the way, for reliability's sake, I don't think I've ever heard someone complain about Extreme Rate kits. That's like hearing someone say the Wii is bad. Who says the Wii is bad? Extreme Rate also sells parts for the new dogshit next-gen consoles, so if you want to upgrade your little PS5 or Xbox Series X controller at home, you could do that, or you could wait on the Hex Gaming website, because they allude to some controllers being in the works. So if you're one of those new age, I just bought a useless next-gen console peasants, you'd probably be interested in this company here. I don't mean to be an asshole. That's my apologies. They make you sign a waiver every time you buy an RTX 20 or 30 series graphics card, saying you'll be an egotistical Nazi for the rest of your life. I'm the best gamer. Green eyeball, number one. I'm gonna lose my entire audience before I talk about this controller, so for the base price of $140, you could own the heterosexual version of the controller I have sitting in front of you right here. Alright. I forgot. It's 2021, and kids on Twitter know which jokes I can and cannot make.
Some people find everything offensive. Okay.
This Hexblade is aesthetically tricked out to the max with custom faceplates, rear plates, buttons, bumpers, triggers, and these 9mm Luger Bullet ABXY buttons that I'm going to be talking shit about later. Don't worry, it's nothing terrible, and this issue that I'm going to be discussing later will be addressed in the future by Hex Gaming. In terms of competitive upgrades, you have 2 remappable buttons on the bottom, being K1 and K2, 2-way trigger stops, and 6 swappable thumbsticks that don't support Control Freaks. Oh my god. And you also have LED indicators on the bottom for your remapping, which I'll put a diagram up here in the top left. Maxing out your controller like I did here puts it at a price of about $200, which is the consistent price for all Hex Gaming controllers. They all start between a price of $130 and $150 and can be upgraded to just over $200, but you can't really push it anywhere past like $205. And you get full aesthetic upgrades, and that word, 14-year-old girl on Tumblr word. I hate that word. For a lot of custom controller manufacturers out there, you get competitive and aesthetic upgrades, but visuals seem to be the main focus for Hex Gaming here, with the competitive upgrades already installed for you. The only competitive upgrade on the entire website, yes, I'm serious, I checked each and every controller and each and every controller upgrade, is the PS4 Edge controller with tactile triggers and bumpers. But with the amount of aesthetic options Hex has for these controllers, I could kind of just let this slide. You know what I'm not really gonna let slide though? I mean, I suppose I will, because every custom controller manufacturer has a god-awful dog shit warranty aside from AIM and Evil. This thing has a 3-month warranty, which can be extended to 6 months if you post about this controller on social media and tag Hex Gaming and use hashtag Hex Gaming. That is the weirdest system I've ever heard. And on top of that, it's not really a warranty I can get behind all that well. Hex, I know you are watching, and I'm not being a doucher or anything. You guys would be the undisputed main people I would be recommending over Scuf Gaming if you had a price decrease on your products of about 10 to 15% and a warranty that was between 9 months and 1 year long. If these controllers came with a 9-month warranty that was extendable to a year by posting on social media, that's something I could get behind. But to be honest, I'm not gonna rag on you guys all that much, because Scuf's been around for like 8,000 years and they're still dog shit. You guys just started up a couple of months ago. the earliest review I can find of a Hex controller being 4 months ago, and they seem to be doing pretty well for some people who just started up. Well, Extreme Rate's been around for a while, but Hex Gaming, we'll see where you guys go in the future. Time to take a look at some games, and by some games I mean one, because this category is, for right now, it's only going to be Fortnite. And I'm doing this because I am not playing enough Call of Duty to be able to compare any controllers to that game, or on that game I should say. I know my audience watches Warzone religiously, and I'm gonna say this, and I do not care what any of you think about this one. That fucking game sucks. No skill, no balance, overpowered weapons. It's a game that gets under my skin. And Black Ops 2 is getting so unbelievably boring to me. So I'm gonna try to find another first-person shooter. That way, in my reviews, I can compare how these controllers perform in different games. But for now, I have one mechanically scaled game, and that is Fortnite. So we're third-person Virgin Simulator. Here we go. So with my paddle controllers like the Elite and the Fusion Pro, I always use 2 buttons on this game, so getting used to these 2 took me absolutely no time. The controller performs pretty well overall, smooth thumbsticks that provide you with a nice textured grip, trigger stops that are stable and stop the triggers at around 50% actuation with no slip so far. We can't forget about these K1 and K2 buttons though. They're extremely comfortable and I never feel inefficient or clunky like I do on my paddle controllers on occasion. These things are tactile, very quick, and an absolute dream for shooters. The sticks, while they're not my favorite, are really accurate, I must say. Editing is super easy, and now that I'm an on and off precision ring user, I almost never miss an edit. I personally use the hard black precision ring because these thumbsticks are really tall and weird. On the Control Freaks website, use code 1971 Plymouth Muscle Car for 10% off your order. It is absolutely effortless and feels so much fun to do just raw free builds, but what isn't effortless are these bumpers. I hate stock Xbox One controller bumpers. They are the worst thing to ever touch humanity. If we're going to be talking about hate, I suppose we should probably move on to some of the issues that I have, because while these issues aren't something that are big, they are something I need to mention. The 2 issues I had are not significant enough for me to be able to send my controller back, at least not for me, but these issues aren't something that are necessarily acceptable for most people. My triggers had a sticky little, almost like, it was like someone nutted in my triggers. It was horrifying. They were really loud and sticky sounding for the first couple of days, but after some long gaming sessions, eventually it just kind of went away, so it was not that big of an issue. But what was an issue, significantly, was unfortunately the ABXY buttons. These things are so cool. They're Luger 9mm bullets, and I can't recommend you buy them right now. I did contact Hex about both these issues. The sticky triggers they said they knew nothing about. They have heard of problems with these ABXY buttons before, with them sticking and doing all this other stupid shit, but what happens with this set specifically is these get caught on the faceplate because of how the bullet is designed. If these buttons were a little bit more stable, or they had some type of mechanical switches underneath them, or they were designed a little bit differently, this wouldn't happen. And Hex Gaming actually did say they don't produce these bullets. They buy them off a third-party manufacturer, and they actually plan on making their own this year, so this issue isn't going to be something that's a forever thing. And again, Hex is new. I'm gonna give them a pass on this one, especially because they said they plan to fix it, which a lot of companies just straight up do. They just don't give a shit. Have you seen the Razer Tartarus on my desk in the past few months? No, you haven't, because Razer still hasn't fixed the bitch. Those really are my only 2 significant issues with this controller. I gotta be honest, there's not much to bitch about. Usually I'm the first person to bitch about something, but this time there just is not that much to bitch about. So, we're gonna stop bitching, and we're gonna start recommending or not. No script at the end of these videos, as usual. Probably a terrible idea. I should probably start scripting this. I do this to keep things raw, but I get some things wrong sometimes, so we'll wing it and see how it goes. Been doing a bunch of research on all the custom controller manufacturers out there that are mainstream. So we got Battle Beaver, Scuf, AIM, Evil, and right now Hex. And they all perform well at something. Evil and Battle Beaver give you all the competitive options you could want, stable switches for your bumpers so they aren't likely to break, mechanical ABXY buttons, 1mm hairpin triggers, stuff like that. But with Hex over here, they specialize in aesthetics. The competitive upgrades like extra buttons or trigger stops or swappable sticks, all those are already installed for you. And that pretty much goes universally for all of their controllers. I feel like with the design of these controllers, they're likely to last longer than everyone else's, but I can't really say anything about that. Hex has not had as many sales as I would need to be able to gauge this. And since they are stock controllers, at least they appear to be, it's hit or miss, man. So reliability is probably just as average as pretty much everything else on the market right now. Prices, depending on what you do with the controller, can vary significantly. I maxed everything out here so I could push it to its absolute limit, but you don't necessarily have to do this. You can get some nice colored buttons or some face plates or this or that or the other. be perfectly fine. At the end of the day, I think I'm going to give this a thumbs up in the whole custom controller scene, especially on its price. I think these, if I'm not mistaken, these, after fully maxing them out, are the cheapest controllers on the market right now. The cheapest custom controllers on the market right now. Don't quote me on that, but from what I've seen so far, it appears that way. So I'll be leaving links down below. What the fuck is up with my fingernails? So I'll be leaving links down below to Hex Gaming, Extreme Rate, and since there is not many other reviews on this controller, especially the Xbox side of Hex Gaming, there's like, I've seen this one, and I maybe seen like another one, but I can never find Xbox controller reviews. The only one I'm highly aware of is the one from Too Much Tech, which I've seen that video. It's pretty good. He goes over some of the stuff I don't hear in this video. I'd recommend you go check that out if you want another pair of eyes on this controller. He didn't get the fucking metal ABXY buttons like I did because I'm a jackass. With all that being said, though, I think I'm going to shout out our members and talk a little bit about future custom controller reviews. So, yeah. Did you guys know? The arms of galaxies don't actually spin. Galaxies don't spin like DVDs. The stars of the galaxy spin through the arms. Pretty cool, right? I would love to give a huge shout out to our controller player members, JG, Waterless, Tyler B, Noah Jacques, Ninzaki, Young, The Ballin' Boy, Billy Rob Organs, Lincoln Shepherd, Simi Otto, Jimmy All in Olive Oil, Dub CP, Mike Clark, Frosty APL, Pausist, Lash1X, Matt, Jorge Castillo, Lucas, Justice Violino, Tetsuya Keminari, Charles Marler, Player 1.5, Justin Webb, and our 3 newest members, Easy G, Nicholas Cage, and our newest member. Every fucking time it gets harder and harder. It's like a new level unlocks each and every time I get a member with a more and more difficult name. Haho? Haho? That is not how you say that. I'm gonna call you Fran. Please tell me your name down in the comment section. I'm sorry. Love you members more than anything. I'll be providing you guys with more behind the scenes content on the community tab here very soon. And if you'd like to become one, there's a join button down below. Got a bunch of stuff coming down the pipeline. This is the beginning of a very bright future for the channel. Don't worry. The videos in the future are going to be way more entertaining than this one. I know this one was kind of dry. We got some stuff. All right. Anyways, I love you guys. I sincerely appreciate you for coming out today to view this beast of creation. Love the stars. And yeah, I hope to see you guys in my next controller review. Peace.